Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are back in our DeLorean. We got the flux capacitor up to 100 for a new episode 16 of True Rewind. I am back once again with the connoisseur of all reporting, Mr. Romeo Anthony Cologne.
It feels good to have the gang back together again.
Exactly. And the returning, we turned the DeLorean around. We picked him up from that gas station where he was drunk with the bottle, cuddling with the bottle in his hand. The supreme Ivan Ooze, Mr. Drunk Guy JJ.
I'm sorry, guys. I got drunk, saw some big booty hoes, couldn't get back in the car. Forgive me. Don't be wasting.
It is good that Romeo was wrong and that you didn't get jumped by 16 men, or you would have been for a month.
I probably did, but I don't remember because I'm pretty sure I was hitting on one of their wives. But
Of course you would. Well, this is a reminder to you, the viewers at home, our subscribers. Push the like button, show your support for True Rewind. We've been having a lot of great feedback from True Rewind. We want to shout out one of our regular commenters, Kayfabe Tactics, who is always commenting and coming along with the ride with us. If you haven't watched this before, True Rewind is where we go back in time to the Monday Night War. We review Raw and Nitro and tell you what was the better show for the week. But this time we are reviewing WWF Survivor Series 1995. So if you haven't already, push the iCard down at the bottom to subscribe and the bell to stay notified for all the great content right here on True Hill Heat. Romeo Anthony Cologne, our connoisseur of reporting, is also our quarterback for our ride through 1995 as we go through the Monday Night War. We try to avoid all the bombs going back and forth from each side and review Survivor Series 1995. So take it away, Romeo.
All right, date is November 19th, 1995. Vince tells us we're in Washington, D.C. We're actually in Landover, Maryland. Just outside of Washington, D.C. But not big enough a name to be proud to be from there, Attendance was 14,500. Amazingly, 12,500 of them paid.
Whoa, that's a record for them. I like the return of Mr. Perfect with his Mr. Perfect announce blazer. Always was looking very fresh to death. And cool little video package hyping up Diesel versus Brett the Hitman Hart. They definitely, between the go home show for Monday Night Raw and the hype package at the beginning of the show and before the main event, gave that match a big time feel.
Yes, Mr. Perfect back for the first time in a year and a half hiatus. And also Jim Ross on commentary with Vince McMahon. Marty Jannetty has been in the news lately. He leads out a team called the Underdogs. It's Hakushi, Bob, Sparkplug Holly, and Barry Horowitz.
Who looked so out of fucking place, man. Hakushi looked so out of place with these fucking jabronis, man. Oh my God. It made no
I mean, Marty Jannetty is appropriately, the captain of the Underdogs. I'm sure he was an underdog at 13 years old at a bowling alley one time. So,
fun fact: I did some investigative reporting.
The irony.
Bob Holly replaced Avatar after, thank God, after complaining about his lack of usage and threatening to leave. So the company reportedly put him in the match to give him a pay-per-view payday. The audacity of Bob Holly saying, I'm going to leave.
He jumps on the Survivor team with a bunch of jobbers. Man, so much better. Much better.
This makes sense, though, because on Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, they always joke about Bob Holly and his backstage, him always saying, so I got a plan. Why don't you put the title on me?
Sonny leads out the Body Donnas, Skip, Rad Rafford, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and the 1-2-3 kid, that dastardly heel. We haven't spoke to you, drunk guy, since he turned heel, the worst babyface of all time.
You guys did me a favor. Anyway, but yes, I guess he's finally using common sense. He joined with Inc., whatever the fuck their name is. Anyway, but yes, it was the right thing to do.
The $1 million corporation.
First baby face of all time to now turning heel was only the thing to do.
Razor Ramon wastes no time. He comes for Kid. He's held back by officials. This match gets underway. Jannetty powerbomb Skip off of the top rope beautifully. It comes down eventually to Marty and Kid. Sid comes down on behalf of the corporation and slams Marty's throat over the top rope.
I like he broke his neck.
Kid with the pin and the win. 1907, the sole survivor. Dirty finish. Kid jumps in Sid's arms hilariously. Tells him, I did it. Yeah, sure you did, Kid. Backstage, Razor throws his TV monitor against the wall in frustration.
What a baby face. I got a few notes from this match. This match was a lot of fun. This was a really good opener. All the guys were in there working. Dr. Tom, actually, spoiler alert. Dr. Tom actually would become Zip of the Body Donnas. We'll see that in a couple of episodes from now. And Rad Rafford, I know we talked about him on one of his other appearances, but I got some facts from my dear lady, my love of my life. She gave me some facts on him. He unfortunately passed away due to drug use and choked on his own vomit in his sleep, and he passed away in 1998. I know we talked about him passing away at a very young age, but I didn't know that was how it happened. The sole survivors, I also put the sole survivors of the underdogs, is the well-renowned murderer, racist, and homophobic Marty Jannetty. And Marty, that power bomb off the top rope was actually Skip's move that he invented called the Blonde Bombshell, which he would later use as Chris Candido in ECW.
Man, that's so crazy that I think about it. This is a perfect time to tell our young viewers to just say no to drugs.
Just say no, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're Marty Jannetty, Rad Rafford, just say no. And I also put that Barry Horowitz does not look like a professional wrestler. He looks like a school teacher who took his shirt off and is very frustrated with the 13-year-old kid that keeps making fun of him during his geography class. But
he got a pop, man. The crowd was chanting Barry.
Oh, they love Barry.
They love them some Barry.
I gave this match 3 3/4 stars.
My goodness.
Very good match.
Yeah, 3 1/4.
I gave this 1.5 stars.
What?
I didn't care for any of it except that powerbomb. That was awesome.
Too many jobbers for you.
Too many jobbers. I don't care. Cornette is backstage with Yokozuna, Owen Hart, Dean Douglas. Todd Pettengill questions if Razor's frustration will affect their match later on. Owen Hart has the audacity to tell Razor Ramon to focus on his commitment to the match. This is the same guy who didn't show up for his triple header championship match at In Your House 3. Way to go, Owen.
He's got his priorities straight now.
To my surprise, we have a women's Survivor Series match. I thought Alundra and Bertha were the only women on the roster.
And they were the only ones that they want you to pay attention to besides our sole survivor.
It was Bertha Faye, Asia Kong, Tomoko Watanabe, and Lioness. Huh?
The way you just said Watanabe.
Well, I don't know. You take a crack at it.
No, I'll pass. I'll probably be fine.
I legit wrote in my notes, Team Bertha versus Team Alundra. I was like, Romeo can take care of the names of all the other participants.
The last name's the best one. Lioness Asuka.
Look like that's in the DeLorean, man.
Versus Alundra Blaze. Saki Hasagawa. Kyoko Inoue. And Chabarita Asari. This is almost as fun as listening to Chrissy talk about New Japan.
Oh.
Fun fact, many of the women engaged in this match were part of All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling. And according to Dave Meltzer, they were flown in a day before the show and incredibly tired.
Oh, explains a lot then.
Yeah, there was a lot of off spots, but the match started with a giant swing that Cesaro would blush at, and then a spinal tap. AJ Styles, a young AJ Styles was popping in his home in Georgia watching that spinal tap by I don't know which participant it was. Like I said, I only knew 3 people in this match.
Racism is alive and well, man.
Mr. Perfect alert. Mr. Perfect alert. He says these women should be at home making their men something to eat.
Damn.
Grown.
Very
the
much.
Spanish announced team is shown for a few, and they are announcing this match like it's Okada versus Omega. Mr. Perfect translates for us, thankfully. He says, to the best of his ability, they're saying you could take the one in the white, I'll take the one in the red. Vince McMahon nervously laughs it off and says, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's what they're saying.
Oh, no.
Age of Kong destroys everyone. Blaze is left in a 3-on-1. Mike Chioda out here botching counts, botching pins. Blaze and Kong are the final ones, and Kong takes out Alundra with a spinning back fist. She is the sole survivor at 9:59. Jim Ross calls it a Tyson-like. I assure you, Mike Tyson has never done that in a boxing fight.
Nope, never.
I gave this 1.75 stars.
Jesus Christ, you just are really down on this pay-per-view.
I thought we were going to get better days from Room.
You know, I gave this match 2.5 stars. It was a pretty good match. Aja Khan was the star of this match. She had all 4 eliminations. The only other note that I have about this match was Alundra Blaze botching that powerbomb, or the person not going up for the powerbomb, and she had to just settle for a pile driver to eliminate one of the ladies in this match. And also Alundra Blaze.
Hey, she was tired.
I know, I get it now. Alundra Blaze eliminated Bertha Faye with her finisher, the German suplex, which Bertha completely no-sells to get out of the ring very quickly.
2.25.
Mr. President is enjoying the action. Fake Bill Clinton. He loves Bam Bam Bigelow, one of his faves. The pyro goes off, and it scares the shit out of him. He thinks it's a gunshot. The Secret Service is put into action. Oh.
That shit was so hilarious, yo. They were trying to get the fuck out of here.
And then it's Goldust versus Bam Bam. Goldust's entrance, I timed this, was 4 minutes and 16 seconds long. So long that his theme started over again. That's how long it was.
It was like he really wanted a pop for taking off his wig. Because, like, he stood in the ring after he took off his wig and literally went around, like, did a full circle, like, look at my wig. I just took it off.
I guess they were trying to make Goldust's entrance, like, spectacular, like The Undertaker's or something.
Yeah.
But this is pre-letterbox Goldust. They didn't add the letterbox to the entrance. Like, that was kind of what made the entrance for Goldust. But in my opinion, I gotta go to our expert here, the Supreme Ivan News. Goldust's theme song is a bobski.
I would like the later variations of it, but this one was cool too.
Bobski. Goldust wins this match with a bulldog. I gave this match a dud. Goldust so far has had 3 less than stellar matches. Bam Bam, Savio Vega, and Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, it's tragic, because I definitely gave this half a star. This is bad.
I gave this 1 star. And his running powerbomb was shades of the natural Dustin Rhodes. Totally not the same person, though.
Absolutely not. Which is crazy, because I don't think WWF, cares about his wrestling. They're just more so focused on his gimmick than anything. Because he's been garbage lately.
Another fun fact. This is quite the fall since his main event appearance at WrestleMania 11. This would be Bam Bam's swan song in the WWF. His last appearance.
Getting beat by what a way to go out. Oh, oops.
Jesus, we gotta get to the editing, Romeo. But typical. I mean, Bam Bam had a roller coaster year. I mean, he started off the year in a WWF Tag Team title match at the Royal Rumble, which segued into his feud with LT. He main evented WrestleMania 11 against LT. Then he was still a part of the $1 Million Corporation at the time. Then the $1 Million Corporation turned on him. He turned babyface, sided with Diesel. He was in a main event matchup at the King of the Ring as well, teaming up with Diesel against, I believe it was Sid and one of the $1 Million Corporation guys. And then to fall from grace and lose this match, probably the worst match of the night against Goldust. What a year for Bam Bam. The times would get brighter in ECW though.
Mercifully, it's time to change course. Unfortunately, it's back to the fake president. It's Mr. Bob Backlund next to him. Poor Bob fumbles his lines. Fake Bill wants Bob to run against him. These segments, man, they're killing me.
When does Bob Backlund not fumble his lines? I think that's part of his character. Like I didn't even think he fumbled his lines. I just thought he was being Bob Backlund.
When you have that much vernacular stored in your brain, I guess they're just all going at one time. I don't know. The Royals, King Mabel, Hunter S. Helmsley, Isaac Yankem, and Jerry the King Lawler versus the Dark Side, Undertaker, Savio Vega, Henry Godwin, and Fatu. A lot of salsa dancing early on. I even saw Henry and Fatu getting down. Very nice. These are some odd fucking partners for the Undertaker. Let me tell you.
Really was. You got a hog farmer. You got a hog farmer, a Puerto Rican, and a Samoan.
Taker with the pop of the night so far. It's got the Phantom of the Opera mask. Mabel looks very weirded out.
Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Mabel breaking his fucking face was his best thing. Best things to happen.
Mr. Perfect, again. He's describing Isaac Yankem. He says, sure, he's a big guy, but that's not all he is. Look at him. He's strong. He's big. And then he just stops. He catches himself. Like,
I mean, Mr. Perfect is trying to compete with Mongo over on Nitro, because I also wrote down that during this match at one point he calls Triple H Triple X.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. By the way, him calling Hunter S. Helmsley Triple H is, I think, the first time in his career that he's called it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of what will be many.
The precursor.
Yes.
Actually, I mean, no spoiler alert, but Mr. Perfect would go on to play a role, two prominent roles in Triple H's career, but yeah. That's another.
We'll get to that.
Savio takes a pile driver from King, bounces back up to his feet, and dives to Taker for the hot tag. That looked awful.
It really did.
King's entire team refuses to take a tag as Taker stalks him. Tombstone to King, he's out. Tombstone to Isaac Yankem, who will eventually become King. Many more of those for the years to come. Hunter gets chokeslammed from the apron back into the ring. He's gone. Then it's all Mabel. Mabel gets a little bit in control, belly to belly, big leg drop, and he's feeling himself. Did you see him feeling himself?
As always.
Like, oh. Taker sets up. Mabel busts his ass trying to get out of the ring. Mo comes in the ring. He gets beat down. Mabel's counted out. Ref with the fastest 10 count ever, by the way. Sounded like he rang for the bell at 7 or 8.
Oh, like, it was like, yo, just get this match over with.
Dirty finish. But the Undertaker with that hot tag, that was fun. The entire Dark Side survived. 14 minutes, 23 seconds. I gave this 2.25 stars.
Jesus Christ, that's your highest rated match so far?
Fucking kidding me, Romeo?
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This was barely better than Bam Bam versus Goldust.
Whoa, no.
Barely.
The Undertaker coming in, that was fun.
It was basically a 14-minute squash.
Yeah.
And then for the count out, no, the match was bad.
No, the wrestling wasn't bad.
I did have to mention that every member of the Dark Side had an Undertaker shirt on, just to represent the Dark Side team. That was their team jersey. I gave this match a 1.5 stars. This was entertaining for the Undertaker's hot tag, but that's about it.
That's really about it. The match was a glorified squash.
Bret Hart compares himself to Wayne Gretzky, asking himself if he's still the best. He says Diesel's going to be excellently executed. Jesus, that's a tongue twister. Diesel doesn't have the technical ability. Diesel isn't worried about going 20 minutes. He's going to run through Bret with his power. Doubts Bret will survive.
I don't know whether this was a pay-per-view or not, but I really wanted to write down what Diesel said so I can express how shitty he is on the mic, but all I was able to put was Diesel is pretty shitty on the mic.
Cornette's segment backstage with the other team in the wild card match. Denied anyone saw him earlier.
I loved Cornette. Cornette was the highlight of this whole backstage segment, denying that he was with the other team earlier tonight.
Shawn and Ahmed interrupt, and then it's time for the wild card match. Yokozuna, Owen Hart, Razor Ramon, Dean Douglas versus Sid, Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, Ahmed Johnson. Holy pop for Shawn Michaels. Shrieking screams for Shawn. Razor and Douglas get into it, and Shawn schoolboys Dean to eliminate him. The brother-in-laws, they face off. Bulldog and Owen, they square off. Same idea, handshake, and then they hit each other.
That's great.
Razor and Shawn also square off to a big pop. No ladder this time.
And JR mentions that. He acts as if they can actually have a match without a ladder.
Wow.
The audacity.
Razor says to Shawn Michaels, but Ahmed breaks it up. Mr. Perfect complains that Shawn Michaels buddies up with all the big guys.
Mr. Perfect was hating on Shawn Michaels hard during this match. It was borderline. I was like, okay, he's just playing the heel announcer. And then it was really does Mr. Perfect not like Shawn Michaels in real life?
This is mid-90s Shawn, so I'm sure he wasn't like about really anybody. So
HBK accidentally sweet chin music Sid. Shawn doesn't look too bothered by his mistake. Bulldog has an absolute brain fart and tries to break up the pin of Razor on Sid. He misses Razor and leg drops Sid on the head. Runs back to the apron, and Razor just pins Sid again, and Sid is out. So this is the guy you're trusting to face the world champion next month on pay-per-view again. After the worst pay-per-view buy rate we've seen in quite some time. Wow.
What a draw.
Before Sid leaves, he powerbombs HBK for good measure. Ahmed eliminates Owen with the Pearl River plunge. DiBiase brings Sid and Kid down the aisle. Kid trips Razor, gets punched by Razor for it, but the distraction leads Bulldog to a power slam and eliminating Razor. Yoko by himself now, misses a bonsai on Shawn. Ahmed body slams Yokozuna again. Bulldog breaks up the pin, gets punched and clothesline over the top by Ahmed and Shawn. Sweet chin music to Yokozuna. Ahmed splash. 27 minutes, 24 seconds. Shawn and Ahmed and Bulldog, your survivors. Bulldog and Cornette hilariously celebrate the win.
Like they did all the work.
The focus post-match was on Ahmed and his performance. Shawn raising his hand, giving him the rub. I thought this was entertaining. Hectic. Good storytelling. The crowd loved it. I gave this 3.75.
Same. Definitely.
I gave this 3.5 stars, just a notch under the opening tag as far as the work rate, but the stories going on was definitely the most intriguing part of this. I think I didn't rate it the same as the opening tag because of British Bulldog having multiple brain farts during the match, and there was a little. I didn't think the Sid $1 Million Man and 1-2-3 Kid needed to all come out to enter. Nicely done.
I just had a brain fart.
He just had a bulldog.
Drunk guy Bulldog.
Yeah, I just felt it was a little too cluttery. There was too many people out there. I didn't think $1 Million Man and Sid needed to come out with 1-2-3 Kid to do that interference because 1-2-3 Kid was the only person who did anything, so it was unnecessary for everybody else to come out there with him. But this was a really fun match.
Another segment with fake Bill Clinton, this time with Sonny. Very nice foreshadowing. Bill Clinton is going to love the ladies very soon here.
He had he already had Jennifer Flowers in his Oval Office. I think Monica
Oral Office.
Oral,
See what I did there?
And Monica Lewinsky, I think at this time was his assistant as well.
Yes, that's when they're getting it on as we speak.
Yeah.
Main events for the WWF Championship: Diesel versus Bret Hart. 2 big pops, big fight feel. Diesel takes off one of the turnbuckles. Bret says, "Fuck you, I'm going to take the turnbuckle off too." The story here is that Bret is trying to make Diesel have a long match so that the big man can break down. Mm-hmm. But Diesel's throwing everything he's got in the beginning, trying to get it over with quickly. Uses a steel chair, which is not very babyface-like, but it is a callback to their Royal Rumble match where Bret Hart used the steel chair. Bret Hart escapes a jackknife in the ring and starts fucking biting Diesel. What the hell? The superior technical wrestler, huh? Yeah. Technical wrestling.
Fucking turn into a cannibal.
Bret uses a cable in the corner to try and tie up Diesel's leg. Bret gets the chair and Diesel tries to kick it away, but gets his foot caught in the cable. Awkwardly, they had to repeat it again. Bret gets thrown into the exposed turnbuckle. Bret misses a dive to the outside. Bret hobbling around, makes it back to the apron, but Diesel pushes the ropes against him to make him fall through the Spanish announce table.
Love that spot.
Great spot, and I think this is the first time I remember anyone going through the Spanish announce table.
And those tables do not look gimmicked like the announce tables of today. Bret is dead to rights. He's about to get the jackknife, but Mr. Small Package wins it with a small package. 24 minutes, 52 seconds. He is now a 3-time world champion. Diesel is pissed off at the fluke win, throws Earl Hebner down, gives Bret a jackknife, beats up the refs that try to come down and stop this. Another jackknife. Throws the belt to a laid-out Bret. Raises his arm to a chorus of boos. He yells, "I'm back." I gave this 3 stars.
3.5 for me.
I gave this 3 3/4. I think that this was the best match of the night. Bret Hart always seems to amaze me how well he works with the big man, and he create a story, and the callbacks to their previous matches as well. This was physical. This felt like a precursor to the Attitude Era WWF Championship matches that would become the famous, mantra with the announce table spots, with the no disqualification field. This kind of set the tone for all the Attitude Era main event matches that would be to come.
All right, let's wrap up this Survivor Series. Match of the night. I had the wild card match. You guys?
After watching it, I always had Bret and Diesel as my match of the night for Survivor Series, but watching it over, it was like, damn, I really enjoyed that wild card match. It's kind of tough. I'm definitely gonna go with the wild card match.
I'm gonna go with Diesel versus Brett the Hitman Hart. Like I said, both guys went out and showed out. Diesel, this was probably his best performance of his entire title reign outside of the Shawn Michaels WrestleMania match.
MVP of Survivor Series 1995. I am gonna go with Shawn Michaels. I thought he was the most entertaining part of that wild card match, and his wrestling delivered too as well.
I'm going to go with Bret Hart. Winning the title, playing possum, and beating the big guy with a small package.
All right, let me get something out of the way here. Bret Hart. The only reason I'm not giving him an MVP is because he bragged about how great his technical wrestling is, and he did almost anything but technical wrestle in that main event.
No, he did.
Very
he worked over the leg. He worked
very dirty. Biting.
Yeah.
Cable, that's technical wrestling. Wrapping a leg around a cable.
He's playing within the rules, man. You acting like
exactly.
You're like he's.
But his whole strategy was, I'm a better technical wrestler.
No, his whole strategy was to have a long match, and that's what he did. He had a 20+ minute match. He dragged it out, and he got Diesel into a false sense of security. I want to give it to Bret Hart for MVP, but I do agree with Romeo. Shawn Michaels was the glue to that wild card match, so he deserves to be MVP.
LVP, loser of the night. Fake Bill Clinton and all those stupid segments.
Agree.
I have to give, this might be a record for me. a 5-way co-LVP. I went with fake Bill Clinton and the team affectionately known as the Royals for getting clean sweeped in their Survivor Series match. And in a night where that women's tag match, for good reason, as you explained at the top of the show, was a little bit off, that was the worst Survivor Series match of the night. So I have to give it to the LVP, to the Royals.
You get an LVP. You get an LVP. You get an LVP. You get an LVP. 30 finish counter. 1. That's 18 and 13 shows. And all right, it's time to count it down. Thumbs out. 3, 2, 1. Thumbs down from me. I know, guys, we have watched some awful pay-per-views, and that enticed me. It was playing tricks on my mind. You gotta give this show a thumbs up, Romeo. Look at the bullshit you've seen so far. But I can't in good nature. I felt it was just below a 5. I almost wanted to put my thumbs in the middle, but
What?
I need to expect better of myself. There are gonna be better days, better pay-per-views. I have to be consistent. This is a thumbs down.
You smoking that smoke.
But it's barely.
Word. You're usually the sober one here, and you've been drinking. I guess I wanted to give this show a 7 out of 10. I was gonna go real high, but then I realized that yes, my expectations were just totally put to the bottom of the barrel after the pay-per-views that we saw. So I settled on giving the show a 6 out of 10.
I give it a 6.5.
I give it a 4.4. I think you guys have just been brainwashed by the 4 pay-per-views we've seen. This was not that good of a pay-per-view. I
just think you're Hispanic Cornette, and you just want to butcher and criticize everything good that we see. How can you give that opener like that opener that you gave that was a well-worked match? You might have not been interested in the guys in the matchup, but it was a good match.
It was.
That match should have been on AEW Dark.
Oh my god. Ridiculous.
Would you guys like to guess how many pay-per-view buys Survivor Series 95 did? For reference, In Your House number 4, The Great White North, did 90K.
I'm gonna go with 182.
182.
I'm gonna go with 110K buys.
SP3 is closer. Jaquan had the right numbers, just in the wrong order. 128K. And that is all for Survivor Series 95. I feel good. We saw a pay-per-view that was much better than the previous 4 we saw. It's still not an average pay-per-view.
Oh, so you still give it a fucking thumbs down. What does it even matter?
Exactly.
A 4.4 is the highest score I have given to any pay-per-view so far.
You're just really down on 1995. Like I am thankful that we only have one more month. We have one more month and 3 more pay-per-views in 1995 to review. So you guys watching this,
we're going to war. We're going to World War III.
Yes, indeed. You guys watching this, put your comments down below. Let us know what you thought about Survivor Series 1995. Do you agree with me and Drunk Guy JJ that this was the best pay-per-view that we saw so far, and a pretty good
I agree with that too.
And you didn't let me finish. And a pretty good pay-per-view. Or do you agree with Romeo that yes, it was better than what we saw, but still a mediocre pay-per-view? Let us know in the comment section below and give us your match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up or thumbs down for the show. For this video, we appreciate it if you made it this far. If you give us a thumbs up, show that you support True Rewind and support our cause in going through the ride through the Monday Night War. And of course, the iCard down at the bottom, you can subscribe and push the bell to stay notified for all the great content right here on True Hill Heat. So, for our supreme Ivan Ooze, the returning Drunk Guy JJ.
Oh man, it's good to be back.
For our connoisseur of reporting and resident Hispanic Jim Cornette, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon.
The Pride of NY, Twitter and Instagram, Wednesday Night Warriors, right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel.
And Drunk Guy will be back with more Going Raw with Drunk Guy JJ, hopefully on a more consistent basis, right?
A weekly basis, man. Follow Instagram hacksaw_J_Duggan. We're back. We're taking over. We're taking over. No subs this time, though. No subs. We're proud.
Not this time, right? You could follow me on Instagram at TrueHill_EpicSP3. Of course, you can follow Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TrueHillHeat. And once again, you can subscribe and push the bell to stay notified. And you'll see some videos right around here. Check out the playlist for the rest of True Rewind. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been True Rewind number 16. We are signing off until next time.